Back again. So now we're going to start working with this application. So let's minimize this and let's go back here and open this with code so we can start seeing all the files that we have, okay, and how we're going to work inside this Laravel application. Okay, so we can close this. If you have the latest PHP version, that shouldn't appear. So okay, let's go to resources, views, and this is the welcome blade, which is displaying what we can see in the browser. Okay, so first we're going to change all this in order to display something different. So just give me a second so I can go inside my application. Okay, so we're going to do something different here. We're going to create a new folder here called layouts. Below here, we're going to grab this and move it inside the layouts. So you can see we have the views and layouts. So this should be okay. This sorry, this is showing like that because we don't have anything inside views, but we have something inside layouts. So we're going to change the name of this to be rename app that blade blade.php. So this is our layout. This is going to be our layout. So we're going to remove the style. Let's remove this. We're going to keep we can keep the fonts. We can keep everything else. We can remove this, all this, because is what is showing is just all this. And remember that Laravel comes with Bootstrap, but I think you can, when you create a project, you can set it not to use Bootstrap. But right now, let's just keep it there. We are going to override the styles and all that, so don't worry too much about that. Now, we're going to start with, sorry, not like this, with what we have. For some reason, the autocomplete doesn't work with Blade. Maybe I don't have installed that. I can't remember if I used that before because I formatted the PC several times before, so I can remember. And we're going to do something here. We just created a nav and we're going to add the next code. So it indents wrong. Okay, let me just indent this so you can see. So we have two URLs inside our navigation, which is the title, these links that are going to go to post and post create. We're going to do this in a second. So this is are just placeholders. So this is actually the route that we're going to follow. We don't need to set right now a local hosting. Okay, so I can remember the name. Sorry, it's not hosting, but we cannot. Well, we can do that, but it's not needed. So what we need to do now is here say main. We're going to give this main the class of container, and we're going to close it. Now what we're going to do is say yield. Okay, so this is going to be the placeholder, sorry, the layout, which is going to contain the rest of the information, the rest of the fragments of blade. So we're going to say yield, and here we add the name of the section that we're going to use. In this case, the section is going to be called content, and here we can add a script, which right now is not going to be there, but let me just, I can't remember how, okay, let me just do this. Yep, that should work. So we're going to add a script here because we need we need it in order to add some functionality. So let's say a script source is going to have these brackets, two of those, and say asset. I don't know if this is going to work. We don't have still the JS, so we're going to create it in a second, and the name of the file is functions.js. Okay, so let's save that, and of course, if we refresh, let's see what we get. Okay, welcome not found. Okay, it's looking for that. So what we are going to do now is create a new inside index, inside views, create a new index that plate.php, and here let's just continue with the templating. Here we're going to do the next thing. We're going to say extends. So this is different from what I used to do with this layouts that app. So we're going to use the name of the folder followed by a period and then the name of the file, which is layouts.app, and we are inside the index plate. As you can see, we need to say section content, and there's something funny that happens in this version. We need to say stop below everything else. So this is the stop of the content section. Okay, and everything inside these two things, the section and the stop, is going to be only parsed and only added inside this yield of name content. That's why we have this section of name content. Okay, so that is how this works. But if we do something here, if we append something, it's not going to display in the correct way. Okay, for it to display in the correct way, we need to say parent. In order to set it inside the parent, let me just grab the header. The image is not a problem right now, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let me just view toggle word wrap. Now we can go here and say section and just say something like, let's close this one too, section, something like a paragraph, and post will go here. Okay, so the templating is so far should work. Now we need to do something, because of course we have this view welcome not found, so we need to go, I think it is on, the only problem I see with this, okay, it's not here, it's on web.php. As you can see, it's checking for this welcome file. So here you can use the route ::get, okay, the route, and this is a function which is going to return the view. So it says return view and welcome, which was the view that we changed. Okay, so this is going to check inside the views folder. So just give me a second in order to get that. So it's on web.php, and we can do something here. So these are our routes, but we're going to handle the routes in a different way. Let me just do something. Oh, but for that I need to, okay, let's actually do something here. Say index, and let's see if this works. Okay, you can see it works, but we will need to change several things here in order to use the routes, okay, that we have specified inside the navigation. And of course we need to set a controller in order to use all the functionality, all the CRUD functionality that we require. So far, so good. We have the template right now, so we're going to leave it here, and in next video we're going to start working with the models and the controllers. Okay.